Sure. Fudge DMV. Kia ora rā, kia ora rā. Tēnā koe kaya. Mihi atu ana kia tātou katoa, ko tai hoki mai au. Kua whānā pia. Tēnā koe mara. Tēnā koe paura. Kei te pihea tātou katoa. Kia ora Ari Emrins. Kei te pihea. Feeling a bit rusty. E tau ana. Rawe. Kia ora, tēnā koe RKDR. Tēnā koe tō mai rangi. Kia ora Jess. Tēnā koe Nights. Aye, I did. Kia ora tai. I did have a really good long weekend. Actually, my boy took a while to convince him to actually want him to go to Rotorua. But once we got there and once we left, he actually asked if he can go back. Kia ora rā, on Tash. Kia ora Lance. Tēnā koe mara. Huro! We are back onto wānanga mahi. Tēnā koe. Ngā mihi aroha. Kia koe hoki Jess. Kia ora tea time. Kia ora Tamara. Pia tātou. Kia manawa nui mai e hikama. I've got a sleeping son. But this one is not so clingy. So, hopefully he's lights out. Can we start a story out of nowhere and have an argument? Absolutely. Absolutely. Kia ora Māori Scotsman. Pia brother. What sort of tohe would you like to have there, Jess? Tēnā koe kaka. Tēnā koe I tō Rose. I tō puti. Kia ora rā, kia ora rā. What's next? Okay, Huama. We've got about 10 minutes before we bring in Kui into this corridor. I was feeling a little bit nervous because I wasn't getting a response, but hey, look, you can't expect them to just drop their tools to just answer me. Tēnā koe, mai te wairoa. Our kai kōrero I te pōnei is Kui, and she's just walked in the door. Speak of the devil. How has everyone's Anzac Day been? Does it bring up thoughts of yesteryear, of another time? Have you thought about the sacrifices they had made, fighting someone else's war, trying to get the price of citizenship that was promised to them as they returned, but wasn't actually given? In fact, was taken from them, their lands, taken from our people. And we haven't gotten them back yet. What's worse, we have to pay for it to get it back. And you don't have individual ownership, it goes to a settlement trust. Fair. Miss Dawn Parade. I think as long as it sits within your whatu manawa, within your manawa, to me, it's like a Christian believing in the church but not going to church. I think you're allowed to do that. Oh, is your koko unveiling today? Ngā mihi atu ana kia koe. But very mum, I seen the lines of those served getting smaller. It's true. Only quarter bomb left. but did have some deep kōrero with our kids. I love that. Tētai essay. Pēnei te hiahia kia peke marunga tētai o e nā grenades nāne tonu. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah. Kia puea. You went to gate pa. Tēnā koe. You know, this is a really interesting line of kōrero that gets me every single time. It's not the ka maumahara tonu tātou kia rātou. It's the ka tō te rā. The day sets on you. And I've heard this kōrero at Tangihanga. Kua tō te rā ki a koe e hoa. The sun has set to you, and it's like, it's so much more deep and poetic. Te he, kua tō te rā ki a koe. Wow, kua tō te rā ki ngā hoia hoki. And only koro bomb left. Kia ora kohine, tēnā koe. Nau hoki mai ki tēnei wānanga a tātou. I did have a great Anzac weekend. Took Monday off. Here we are now. Let's go to some reflections on the kōrero. Look, I tried to summarize the kōrero with Kuku, but we kind of like went all over the place. And he won't mind me saying that because he's not here. He's probably on his bed scrolling. But what he said was that he had a precocious puberty. So he grew up quite fast and had some sort of facial hair by the time he was 9 years old. Weird. He was raised in a reo-speaking home, or reo-speaking whānau. His mum was the main speaker, while Dad took on his journey a bit later on in life. He would refuse to speak te reo Māori because it actually wasn't cool to be Māori growing up. Hey cutie. It wasn't cool to be Māori, and I'm seeing this reflected by people who grew up with a lot of Pākehā around them. So if we reflect on Jana, who was raised in Invercargill, if we look at the Bro Kuku, who was raised in Marae Kākoho, significantly white population, and myself as well. And actually, suppose it was a mechanism to try and fit in and be normal. Tēnā koe, Rocky. And what the challenges consisted of him not wanting to associate himself as Māori. Furthermore, his skincare routine consists of his mother's Olay. He said he's 48 years old and he looks like a spring chicken. Tēnā koe, J2 Dabizzle. His whakataua ki from Te o Tāne, the ancestor Te o Tāne. Kaua tāua e hoki I te waiwai tūtuki a pā no hai te upoko pakaru. Do not return with stumbling feet. Let us not return with stumbling feet, but with broken heads. I love that. Kiwaha were brown, don't frown, as reflected in his immaculate skin. Kia ora, Sarah. Tēnā koe, Madam Maxi. He says the word tuku, which he also confesses to disliking that he does that. He doesn't like how it says tuku, which means go for it. Brown don't frown, black don't crack is what he said. Another one was wihika. Wihika is like wiare, or like oh golly gosh, pai kare. Wihika. Brown don't frown. Cool. His hapa that he didn't like to hear. One, Tēnā koe moto, so tēnā koe moto kai, tēnā koe moto koha, tēnā koe moto aroha mai, tēnā koe moto tainga mai ki konei. In fact, we should be saying, tēnā koe I tēnei kai, I tō kai. Thank you for giving me your food. Tēnā koe I tō koha. Thank you for giving me that koha. Tēnā koe I tō tainga mai ki konei. Thank you for your arrival. Tēnā koe I. He also had a problem with the kupu aroha mai. And when he was here in Kahungunu, he heard the term aroha mai a hell of a lot. Kia ora, Vision. Oh, awesome, e hoa. That was another one, you're right, koa. So aroha mai, we should not be saying aroha mai, we should be saying any of the other ones other than aroha mai. Unless you want someone to give you love for your mistake. So we could use other ones such as nōku te he, mō taku he, aku whakapāha, kia manawa nui mai. And this is one that we've already heard before, me tāngia, or me tukua. You don't add a passive at the end of a, what's it? Transitive verb. So you would say me tā instead. So you would take off the hangu at the end. I know it gets a bit complicated. And as Ari and Renz has just said, yes, koa. Koa is, people say, tēnā mauria mai te mea koa. So they'll add koa at the end of something to try and translate it to please. But that doesn't sound right. Tēnā koe ngāri no. That don't sound right. So, koa is just a way of saying please, but let's try and not say please. Let's just demand it, like we do normally in Te Reo Māori. We sort of try to cushion it. Kupu hou, was hingonga or hinonga. Kua ngea no hoki. Oh, kia ora rā. It's not to say that koa is not a one that you could use, but it might not be appropriate in that context. Hinonga or hingonga, which is a project. Kia ora rā. His goals for the future. Me pehia tātou e Māori ai te reo Māori. How can we make the Māori language more Māori, recognising that much of our vernacular these days has been shaped a lot by the English language. Me pehia tātou e Māori ai te reo Māori. He also wants for te reo Māori to be more visible. His one is kuku or CU. And just on reflection of it, I absolutely enjoyed that kōrero. It was quite hilarious for me. And just to know, because he knows some of the things that I know here in Heretaunga, with both of us being raised here, and so, yeah, it was perhaps a bit of inside joke, but heia. He oia noi te iwi ko tai tātou ki te haurua mai te waru. And I want to welcome in our guest.
And here's their latest hit single.
Let's have some East Coast vibes with our East Coast wahine that's about to arrive in our whare. Ke kora koe kui. Cutting shapes. Triangle. Hexagon. Octagon. You hear the East Coast. Tēnā koe te tua I there.
Kia ora.
Kei te pēhea, kei te mai tonu.
Ai, tino.
Tēnā. Snaggled once again. Tēnā koe. Kia mōhio mai tātou. Kui was telling us how nervous she was, in shock that she was asked to participate in this. And I'm just going to expose you. So, kia mana no nui mai tuahine, kei te pai tēnā. How you going?
Kei te wiringa puna.
It's kind of been a running theme that we've seen with a lot of the people who've come into these spaces. And so I hope by the end of this kōrero that ka tau ngā piro, ka tau ngā pona.
Te tumanako.
E ko te tumanako. Pai. Aku no tā tātou nei wānanga e whakatūwhera, hei whakatau, hei whakaai o ia tātou katoa, me te whakaro, kia tukua ke rā ngā mihi, kia wai. Nā reira, pai tēnā? Ka pai.
Whi.
Kia karakia tātou. Tuia i runga, tuia i raro, karongo te pō, karongo te ao, i te wānanga, i te kōrero, pūa, takataka, pūa, whio, te maramahu nuku, te maramahu rangi, takoto ki te hau, no tū te wini, no tū te wana, no tū ka puta ki te whai au ki te ao marama, haumi e hui e taiki. Te ai mōriro ki te whai au ki te ao marama, tēnā tātou katoa. Tēnā tātou ko humai nei ki tēnei pāhotanga mataora, ki te matapaki ngā kōrero mo te reo Māori. Wai hoki, ka tauira ki rā ki tēnā taha o te ārai, ki rātou mā kua taupai atu rā ki tū o te wharau. Ngā manu hoka, tētai atu hoki mai, e ki a manu te tāwai ākohu, he mataha o te tokatū, Nā reira, e te kuananga mihi ki a rātou mā, ngā hoia o te wā ki a rātou mā i whakaute, rātou mā i whakautu, i tēnā utu nui mō tātou hei whakaro mo te anga whakamua. Nā reira, rātou mā ki a tātou mā ki a tātou, ngā kanohi ora, tātou mā kua karapine mai ki tēnei wānanga kōrero. Ka waiho tēnā hei tuan papa mō tātou, hei te pōnei, he oia no ka kōkiri ki mua, i tēnei patapatai. Pai? Ka pai. Ko te manako, ko te whaingoa taua kōrero nei, kia reurua, mena he hiahia tōu ki te huri ki te reo Māori, pai noa. Mena, kei te hiahia koe ki te kōrero reo Pākehā mo te toenga o tēnei pāotanga mataora, pai noa tēnā. Ko tā tātou mahi, hei whangai atu e tei kōrero ki a rātou mā, e tūhono tonu nei ki o rātou nei ahurea, ki o rātou nei tuakiri tangata anō hoki. Nā reira, pai noa.
Ai.
Well, āhua tau nā nei. We'll get there e te tuahine. He oi anō, pātai tuatahi. Ko wai koe, nā wai koe, no hea koe.
Tuatahi, tautua i ngā mihi kua mihia. Kia koe anō hoki i te whira tō māua pō, o te rātou mātai pō. Ai, ki ngā hoia, rātou mai i haere ki ngā pakanga o te ao. Yes, ko hai tēnei. No te tai rāpiti ahau. Mai te taumata wapunui, whataati ki tūranga. Lei tupaki ai ki roto o te whānau whanui. Kura ana ki te kura arohi o te whānau whanui. Kia atu. Aroha mai whānau, mai rawa.
He pai noa, kei te pai. Okay, so you're a whānau Apanui girl. You are
born and
a
bred.
taira. So I've been doing a little bit of rangahau as well, and I've seen that you're based in Te Araroa.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Kei te pai tēnā.
Yeah.
Two Rocky Road.
Yeah, that and just over that little town. So I come back to even a littler town. So I stay in a little place called Te Paripari. Or Whanarua Bay. It's sort of in between Te Kaha and Waiho Bay. So back into Te Whanau Whanui now.
Okay. I've been to Waiho Bay once. for very memorable and non-memorable time as I got wasted at that bar.
Oh, Chair, did you meet Boy?
Did I meet Boy? No, but I sang with Rawiri Waititi.
Oh, yeah, he's a vibe.
Nah, it's cool. We actually, because I went to Kowaitango here for, I used to work at Greenpeace, and at Greenpeace, they asked me to do some interviews and some presenting for one of the kiriata that they were doing, and it was for the Rainbow Warrior, because the Rainbow Warrior, or Greenpeace, had supported Te Whānau Apanu when they had that flotilla out in the, I think it was the Rokumara Ranges?
The
Rokumara
basin.
Basin Ranges. Yeah, and so
Yeah, I was on the front line of that poeti.
Dots. Kia ora rā. But yeah, it was just really interesting because I was like, why is Greenpeace out here telling you guys how to protest? But, you know, tēnā. Tell us a pūrākau from your area.
You know, the last few days when I've been watching everyone else's Ui, I was like, damn, what's a cool pūrākau from here? And I think there's too many to even narrow down to pick one. But I think maybe... So our iwi is actually named after Te Whānau Apanui, but Apanui Ringamatu.
Kia ora.
So there's heaps of different Apanui. But Apanui Ringamatu got his name because he kuti ia iana matimati, and gave it to his great-great-great-grandfather. Hingangaroa is sort of koha or payment for learning whakairo, te rāwhioro. So, yeah, thought I'll just put that one up there.
Rāwhioro. So that's the old whare wānanga.
Yeah, and Uawa.
In Uawa. Ka pai. Yes, I have heard of Rāwhioro. My koro, I think he was one of the last students at Te Whare Wānanga o Umuariki. I don't know where that is. Yeah, so he learned a lot of his stuff
Umuariki,
there.
is that the one in Gisborne?
Good part-time.
Whangara?
I don't actually know where it is. Hua no. Oh, Tuparo maybe?
I'm just trying to sing a song that it's in.
Yeah, and so he was, I think, one of the last 3 students that went there. And the knowledge that he learned from that space, he carried on for much of his life until when he went to Mount Eden Prison, and he spoke with Peter Sharples. And so a lot of that kōrero about te whare tūtaua that we have, te wānanga whare tūtaua, comes from that. Which is pretty cool. Ka pai. Well, that's cool. I didn't know anything. I knew about the wera and the kuti, but I didn't know the purpose of it. So actually, that's really cool because the next part was about the pepeha. Do you know can you tell us what the whole pepeha is?
So, like, te kuti te wera te haua.
Kia ora.
Well, te kuti is for that reason. And again, te wera, he got burnt, and te haua, he was crippled. I think crippled towards the end of his fighting life. So he used to fight in the water, where he was more, I think, agile, and I don't know, probably the water helped him balance out. I'm not too sure how he got burnt though. Cool. Maybe it was wetter as in he's hot.
Quite possibly. Kia manawa nui mai e te tuahine. I've got a sleeping boy that's just over there and I've got an ear out from. So if he pops into shot anytime soon, hopefully they can tow some piro as well. But we'll just go on to our next part before the little demon wakes up. What is your mita? And what are some of the key differences in your mita compared with others?
To be very honest, I think I've got a fusion mita. So my papa, he was born and bred in Ngāti Porou, and then my nan, she's from Te Whānau Apanui, and then so a lot of Te Whānau Apanui have mixed dialect with Ngāti Porou, but they also have mixed dialect with the rest of Mātātua. So it's kind of whatever I feel like in that moment.
Bit of a
Like
fruit
I
salad.
done another video on here and I was like talking about aku. Sometimes I say waku because it's Ngāti Porou, and sometimes I say aku just because, or aho. Sometimes I say aho. Sometimes just whatever
I
comes
feel you.
out.
And I like when I stop to try and reflect on my own sort of one, I'm like, why do I say wera? Is wera like era?
Yeah,
Why do I do that? And I don't know where it kind of comes from. Is that an East Coast thing?
I think so. Like they always put the
The
extra
W.
W in there, bit of razzle dazzle.
Okay, well I definitely don't do a awaho. That's C6. Whakatoa roa. Ka pai, tēnā koe. What are some kupu that you may use in your rohe that they don't use in other rohe? Or sort of some sort of, what are they called? Slang.
Mm. I think we've got heaps of made up transliteration words.
Mm.
Like I don't know if they're actual transliterations or we just make them up. Like amehi,
A
but
mehi.
it's like yeah, we
Oh,
say that in Gisborne too for amazing.
I'm taking it.
It's gonna be my kiwaha word too.
Wait. Let's hear more of this because I'm into this a mehi. How to do
Yeah.
that?
I kalega titahi or chauliga, lega, but yeah, reo Pākehā tira.
Look, I've never actually asked what the hell kalega means.
It's just like another word for choice. I didn't actually know the origin of it, but ever since I was a little girl, it sort of, I don't know, developed. Like back when I was growing up, it was chauliga, and
Chau-
now it's kaliga, and then
Oh,
other people just say kalig, or some say lega. That's just a bit of a
oh,
karika, karika.
sweet ass.
Oh, I said something.
Is it pretentious for me to do it? If I don't, I mean, I'm from the coast as well, but I think it may be until it's in my bones that I can use it. But I will be using a mehi
I
every
don't know.
single
I
day.
think after the song came out, everyone used it, and they're still using it.
Yeah.
Like even people in Tirohanga, so Tirohanga is just outside of Opotiki,
Yeah.
don't really count them as the coast. Well, Opo don't really count them as the coast, but they count themselves as the coast. But yeah, Tirohanga shop, they had the Kaliga ice cream. It was like a big stacked up ice cream, so yeah, now we'll add them just because they get the big ice cream.
Nice. Is it as good? Have you heard of the Pokeno ice cream?
Yeah,
Yeah. Is it
I don't think
on
it's
the
that
same
good
level?
though.
Oh, okay.
I
They've
don't know,
got a
I've
bit.
been too poor to buy it and I'm a waster, I just get the kitty cone size.
Oh, can't buy. Yeah, well, what are your passions? So I've like done a little stalk, actually a big stalk, in Dagaho, to see that you are into a bit of rugby and moko. But if there's anything else,
Um
finding a boyfriend maybe.
that ship sailed. That's probably why I'm hardly ever on TikTok anymore.
No. Ke te
Yeah,
whakatoi
engari, ko ngā mahi toi katoa. Yeah,
Ka pai.
pakia ngā mahi toi. Mai ngā te waitahi, te kuraranga,
Did you
tamuku, tamoko. Yeah.
did you study for that?
Yeah, e hari au ki te whare wānanga o Toi Haukura.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, and I was there for ages. So I
Ka
first
pai.
went there, like, because I had never left home. So born and bred in Te Whanapanoe, and I thought, yeah, I'm 20 now, I better go and spread my wings and do something. So I went there hoping to do the 2 year diploma, but halfway through they cancelled it. So I just ended up with a certificate and I thought, oh, may as well finish and do my degree. So I done another 3 years for my degree. And then I went back and done my honours. And then, yeah, if I want to do my masters, I can go back for another 6 months. But I feel like my brain's had enough of that, and I just want to create. So that was my goal this year, was just to start creating 3 more mahi toi, and Yeah. So painting, that's probably my main medium.
I absolutely love it. I could do some stick figures if you're interested in that. Going for $1 per A4.
We could call those cave drawings.
Oh, excuse you. Nah, I can't buy.
Make it around here.
Say again, sorry.
You got to make it flash.
Oh yeah.
That's what made us sell your mahi toys. You got to talk it up. Act like you know what you're talking about.
Hey, I know what looks good. I know what looks good, but I can't say I can do it well. Here and all, tēnā koe te tuaini. We're getting a bit more comfortable.
A little bit. I'm just like, oh, bro, you speak so rugged.
No one cares about that, honestly. It's probably because I took. Wow. No, I'll just shut up. Never mind. E te tuahine. When did you start your journey?
Well, bit of a backstory. So my papa, he was a teacher at Te Waha o Kohu, and he didn't see a purpose in teaching his kids how to speak Māori. So my dad, he couldn't speak Māori. Went to Oz, found my mum, had my older brother and sister, and then came back home, then had me. And his goal was for us, his kids, to learn te reo Māori. So I was very fortunate to go straight into Kohanga Reo, into the Kiti Wānanga, so my school Te Whanokunu. The primary was broken into 2 sections. So you had the English and the Māori, and I was in the Māori classes. And then, yeah, grew up, went to high school. So my school's an area school, so it's primary and high school. And there I sort of lost it. I didn't really speak much Māori in high school because it wasn't, wasn't really cool.
Yep.
And I was one of those kids, still try to speak it here and there, but yeah. I'm rusty as now. If you couldn't tell, I'm rusty as, but yeah, Atiwa.
Did you reconnect to it at some point?
Yeah.
Or did you see the importance of it at some point?
I think I always seen the importance, but just didn't feel like it was cool enough to be that important. Like all my mates, they just, wanted to get on the piss and, be mischief. And then there's me being Māori.
Yeah.
And I think, like, I was trying to overcompensate being the whitest, well, pretty much in my rohi. I was like, bro. Yes. No, my mum's over there just being a nuisance.
Kia ora, Mum.
Yeah, so, yeah.
That's very interesting. Sorry, yeah.
I think when I went to Toiho, being surrounded again by like-minded people, and we had karakia every morning, motiatia sessions, kapaka sessions, and learning all these different pūraka and stuff that we could incorporate into our mahi toi, that kind of pushed me into wanting to learn te reo Māori again and upskilling. And then, yeah, that's when I was really thinking of getting moko. And then I was one of those ones that felt like I needed to be able to speak Māori at least a little bit more fluent to receive moko. That was my own personal goal. It's not my whakaaro for everyone. But yeah, for me, I just wanted to be comfortable enough to have a conversation in te reo Māori. So I went to Te Whatukura, which is another kura that's under EIT. And yeah, done another certificate in te reo Māori. And that was funny too, because I didn't go to the pōhiri because I was at Toihakura. I was stuck to that place like a bad smell. And then
You double parked.
yeah, when I finally went there to Whatukura, my teacher, she actually interviewed me over the phone, and she was asking me these questions real slow. And she goes, ko wai tō mama. And I was like, ko Rachel tōku mama, ko wai tō papa. Like,
Took a way back, eh?
Yeah, because she asked me them slow, I replied back slow. And then when I actually went there and got up and introduced myself. I done this long as mihi and whatever, and yeah, said all the stuff in Māori. Sat down and she goes, I didn't know you could actually speak Māori. Like, well, you didn't ask.
You didn't ask.
Yeah, so it was sort of just like a refresher for me, and yeah,
I think
just
those are
getting used
important,
to.
eh?
Yeah, just got to be around it all the time and have people to talk to.
Mm.
Because if you're not speaking it, waste time having it, I suppose.
Kia ora.
So now I try to speak it like throughout the day anyway.
There's a couple of things within your kōrero that I resonate with. Firstly, was the kōrero about the expectations that you put on yourself, which you are allowed to do if you want to, those expectations that you put on yourself before you get moko kanoi. Let's just reiterate our house rules, I suppose, of this wānanga kōrero. We're allowed to have whatever thought that you want to have without judgment. And if you think you know it all, jump in the box and I'll own you. Seriously. The other thing that resonated with me was the necessity, I suppose, or just actually humbling yourself to go back to kura and to learn those foundational stuff. And like I've even thought, oh man, I want to go back to like level 1 to the kowai tō mama kind of because it's just like if we can just consistently learn and actually just, I mean, it puts us in a better spot at the end of the day if we're in spaces of learning te reo Māori anyway. So whatever taumata that may look like. So that was really cool to hear your kōrero on that.
Yeah, my teacher, she goes, like when I had sat down to, she goes, I actually think you should move up a couple of classes. And I said to her, Kaupapa, like I want to stay here because I'm nervous and haven't really spoken much Māori in the last few years. And then she goes, I think you're actually going to struggle because it's more like the whole grammatical stuff and translating English to Māori type of thing. And because I didn't grow up learning English, I didn't even know what half those kupu mean or the verb, subject, object thingy. So yeah, I actually did struggle. Like pronunciation and stuff, or she'll ask me like what this rerenga kōrero in English is in Māori to me. And I'll say it, and then she was like, do you know what active and passive sentences and stuff are? And I was like, go. Like, nah.
You get there, eh? Like, you can speak to the Māori without having to know that stuff. You can speak English without having to know what a noun is.
Yeah. But it was the whole joining it together. I was like, oh.
Yeah. No. I feel you. What has been some of the challenges that you've faced in learning your reo?
I think Māori had evolved from when I grew up speaking Māori to what it is today. I don't know if it's just a thing in my head that I've got going on or it actually has. Like, to me, it seems more flash these days, or people are just using more different kupu that I wasn't hearing growing up. So I think my reo was pretty basic, and for me, that's all good. As long as people get the gist of what I'm saying, then that's sweet.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm like addicted to using Māori dictionary on my phone, like all day, every day. I'll be like, how do I spell this word? Making sure I got tohutos and stuff right, or just making sure I got it in the right rerenga kōrero.
I think it's a really important point that you raised there because, I was of that same whakaaro growing up as well because when, I grew up around reo all the time and then as I grew up, I was like, what is all this flash stuff that's going on? Like, I'm sure I can say stuff you can understand. Cool. Isn't that the purpose of language, for you to communicate and for you to understand? But I think when we start to delve a bit deeper into the technicalities of those reo, saying patua i te puaka is different to saying patua te puaka. One is strike the pig and one is being struck by the pig. So I think that there's probably, I've come to learn a bit later on later on in life that there's a real purpose for those things. But look, it's taken 30 years for that to blooming sink in. So I hear your kōrero. So those have been the hardest parts of you learning your reo.
Yeah, like feeling that my reo was not at the same level as them, so I wouldn't really want to speak it. Like, see some little kids and I'll talk to them in Māori when it comes to people my own age or I don't know, like ones I just feel like they're better than me, then I'll just, won't really speak much Māori around them.
Yeah. I absolutely hear their kōrero. I was in a workplace once with Rahui Papa, and that's intimidating. It's very intimidating. I just like heat up and stuff. But also there's other people that have been to Panekiretanga and I heat up as well. I'm like, oh man, all of those feelings of like anxiety, anipa. Like, oh man, that reo was beautiful and it's like flowing and stuff, and they've been brought up with all these foundations and they've got it all right and they can just say it. And I'm like, oh, why can't I do that? So just I suppose is consolation. I think a lot of us go through that whakaara where, you don't want to speak in front of someone that knows more reo than you. She's like, oh, shame, someone's going to correct me. But
yeah, I'm one of those ones too. Like, I'd rather just sit back and observe rather than, or just in the eye.
Yeah. I mean, I heard it not long ago, and that kōrero that you said about talking to the tamariki was really cool, because when Tūterangi Whiu came into the kōrero, he says, he pai ake te reo, te reo, kohanga reo tika. Kohanga reo tika I te panekiretanga he.
Yes, I did hear him say that.
See, that was a really, really, really cool kōrero. But when we say, because Aaron Wins just put here, no mai te hapa, ai tikatau, but also, I think a lot of us go to that feeling of just feeling quite insecure, eh?
Ngai, āti wā pia, kangana hoki, te ako o te puawai hoki taku reo. So I feel like I'm one of those ones now.
Tawa. Ka pai hoa. Just speaking on this sort of this shame and this like insecurity, I suppose, how has that sort of shaped your perspective, in terms of your journey?
I think because my he's got full face moko and he's still not fluent, but that was his goal, for putting me and my siblings through kohanga reo and kura. I always use him as an example. I'm like, well, my dad, he's got all these other attributes and contributions to te ao Māori. He might not have his reo, but he still does all this and that. And his thing is he tries. So I'm like, if my dad can try, then surely I can. And I was the one that bloody grew up through kura and speaking Māori and all that stuff. So I kind of use him as an example when I'm talking to other people too. I'm like, oh look, my dad's bloody 61 years old, full face moko, can't have a full conversation in te reo Māori, but he understands what you're saying. And he would try and talk back.
It's interesting, eh? Because we, our te hunga kare koru I te reo Māori, so pēnei tō pāpā, pēnei tōku mama, so that's like my mama as well. She doesn't speak te reo Māori, but the amount of mai that she's done for te ao Māori is insane. And like, yes, kare te kumare kōrero mo tōnā ki reo, she is, by hunga, I mean, whānau, but yeah, she's done a lot for te iwi Māori, and she also wears kauai. She also has a kauai, and there was that kōrero that came out from, I think it was your whanaunga, about if you have your kauai, then you should be expected to be spoken to in te reo Māori.
Yeah.
And I suppose it takes someone with real like guts to say piss off. you know, because I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to devalue my, well, as people say, the birthright, you know, because
Yeah.
some people didn't have te reo Māori as their priority, but perhaps they had everything else. Tikanga, whakapapa, era katoa.
Yeah. Like people, they actually think my dad can speak Māori because, you know, so much whakapapa and histories and stuff like that. He takes people on hikoi and talks about different, you know, events that went on, all these different tipuna, and rattles them off, and people are like, and your dad's not flying. I'm like, no.
And I think that there's like, as we had back in the past, there's people that play roles in society, and some of those people weren't to be the tohunga or something. It was to be just to play their part, and part of their role was to be the pātaka mātauranga, right? To hold that knowledge. Reo never played a single factor in it. Not to acknowledge that we're on a different generation, and you know we're further removed, I suppose, from the impacts of our kuia and koroua being beaten up. But I absolutely hear that. Hearing all of you kōrero, to be honest. What would you recommend for someone starting out on their reo journey?
Yeah, that's probably a hard one for me. Like, I think if they've got kids, then it's probably the same situation as my dad. But I don't know. I think I was fortunate to just grow up knowing te reo Māori and not having to seek those other things. But when I did go back, and I was 25 when I went to do that other reo course, and how my teacher said I was going to struggle because I could already speak Māori. There was probably a good insight. So if people are good, or kids speak English, then it'll probably make more sense for them if they did go to a kura. And I don't know, one of my mates, he lives in Australia, and he wanted to start up a like a kura reo or something over there, or just have a night a week where him and his mates get together and kōrero Māori for a couple of hours. Just because, you know, he was over there feeling a bit lost and not having whānau around him 24/7 like it is back home. So I was saying to him, hey, just bring up your bros, have tea one night and just speak Māori for a couple of hours. And he was like, you reckon? I was like, yeah. And then maybe from then on you will find somewhere, some other way to, I don't know, start something. Because even his dad used to live in Australia and met my dad and they started up a kawaka group.
Absolutely need. Actually, while the brother Pewiki's in the kōrero, I wanted to pick your brain on the whakaaro. So I saw a kōrero. I saw a kōrero that the bro left saying that Pākehā there get moko kanohi. Oh, no, sorry. All moko is moko. Is that true? And I'm picking your brain with your knowledge of tā moko.
Well,
I'm going to go back to the kōrero that you said, but yes.
So, I've had this conversation too, but I think when it comes to facial moko, if it's been gifted by their hapori and stuff like that, then I will still call their facial moko moko. But if it's bodywork, then kia nei he kirituhi.
Kei te pai tēnā. And we're allowed to stay there. We're allowed to have differences e te iwi. But I was like, do I push the bear? Do I poke the bear?
Like one of my tohunga, he always goes back to Barnett Burns, and I don't know if anyone's done any rangahau on him, but he was a Pākehā man that some say he was gifted part of his moko, and some say the marking through for taurekareka or something like that. So he kind of had both, but at that time it was still called moko. So yeah, and I actually know 3 non-Māori people within the coast, o te whanau Ngāti Porou, that have facial moko,
Mm.
and I was there for all of them to receive their moko.
Wow.
And it wasn't just them saying, yeah, give me my moko, I've done this for your fellas iwi, and blah, 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 blah.
Get on the
whānau,
table.
and the iwi that these people belong to, and I say belong to because that's, the iwi's claimed them now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get on the bloody table, wow. Love that.
And they've been threatened. No one's been threatened, saying if you leave this wahine that you're with, then we're going to bury you with your head out of the ground.
Damn, you had such a good kōrero before, but I've forgotten what it was. Ugh.
Might have been humbug.
No. It was something. It was something about the recommendation for starting out on the reo journey. But I forgot it, and I wanted to tag onto it on you. Should have just stayed there. Cool. Let's take a breather. Hiki nā te wairua. Well, hiki nā te taumahatanga. O tēnā kōrero. It's been beautiful kōrero e hoa. Absolutely beautiful kōrero. Oh, sorry, yes. Ren was going to ask a pātai. So, who is your tino kai tāmoko ka mutu hea ha tōna taera?
Hopefully he's not watching that. Well, tōko
Just say
maha
it.
oku tua tangata e pāna ki ngā mahi moko. Warātai kōrero, warātai taera. But ko Henare Brooking. So nāna i tāngia taku kauai ki te moko. Ko ia mohu ki te tai o ke tuhunga. But not only is he a moko artist, he's got a whole range of skills. He does digital stuff, he does screen printing, he does a bit of whakairo, he does paintings, drawings. Like, he's just a creative person.
Got a bit of a creative portfolio.
Yeah. And he's given me heaps of opportunities. So he's the one that first took me under his wing to learn moko. This is when I was still at Toihakura, and I was mucking around for years. I felt like I needed to learn all the kōrero, all the histories, what the designs mean, the names of the placements and stuff before I actually done moko. And everyone was like, no, ka haere ngā tahinga mea i rua. So as you're practicing, all the karakia and stuff will come to you, all the designs will come to you. Yeah, so, but I was still mucking around. And then he sent me off to go and live with Papa Mark Kopua. And then I'm still mucking around. I'm still mucking around today. So, yeah.
Yeah, tōna wā pia katau. Ki te kore, he pai tonu.
And he's a relation too, so.
I love his mahi. I think that Renata has one of my favourite ones. It just pops out.
Yeah,
so, if a kai ana ki e rā kōrero, I've also seen him done on a couple of others. I think he done JB, if you can confirm there, Renata. Yeah, and JB is one of my favourite ones as well. Ka pai. So we'll get into some easier sort of questions. I know that those sort of things can be a bit taumaha to reflect on yourself, reflect on your life. But yeah, let's pick your brain on some other things. Favourite whakatau ki whakatau aki? And tell us about it.
Oh, man, I was trying to think of one of these all week too. And usually mine are like out of Mōtiatia. So one of my favourites is out of, I think it's the second verse of the Rangiuias. It's a bit long.
Bear with me.
Kaua ka te rangi tapu hei taipura iho, ko te rangi tihori, ko te rangi waruhia, kia marama koe ki te kite atāne. So pretty much, this is Uncle Derek's. Yeah, I'll do an easier one.
You need to slow down. I need to write that down.
I'll just
okay.
I'll do an easy one, but I'll explain what Uncle Derek's meaning is behind that one. So kaua ka te rangi tapu hei taipura iho, so don't be like a dark cloud, or let a dark cloud block you in or cloud your vision. Sort of kia waruhia, like sweep it away, kia marama koe ki tiki te atane, and then you'll find the light. Yeah. But then I've got heaps of moko ones too.
Yeah, I want to hear them.
They're long too.
And just do it.
Mā waira e hara mai ki te tiki i tō moko, e kore e riro mā te tangata, ka waiho te ake, mahine nui te pō, mahine nui te pō. So, who can come and get your moko? Not a man, but leave it up to hine nui te pō. So pretty
Sounds
much
like
say,
a rui rapihana.
yeah, so with that too, I don't know if you've heard about Ngā Matarau o Paipai Aotea. So that's our whare wānanga from Te Whanawhanui Ngāti Porou. So there was a few of us tauira that got that started thanks to Kylie Poihipi and Louis. So Te whānau at Maraenui, they got that sorted. Our Maraenui, Te Whanawhanui to Maraenui. And Henare Brookine, Johnny Brookine, and Papa Mark were sort of our tohunga for that, and Papa Jack Brookine. And so with the teachings under that, we had a few different whakatauki, and that was one of them. Another one, whāinga mahi o Rarohinga. Rarohinga being a place of happiness, of kindness, of peace, of love, all that type of āhua, and just to follow the ways of that place. So if you're going to get moko, don't go out and be a beat, just kia tau, yeah, be lovely.
You know, just stop me.
What's another one? Being with Papa Mark and them. Papa Mark and them with their mahi atua stuff. They've got a few whakatauki in that, and one of them is Tēnei te pō, nei mai te ao.
Kia ora.
This is the darkness, but let the light in pretty much. So, yeah. Is my
I think it might be a little bit teach, yeah.
Inspirational ones.
Yeah, I think it is a bit teach. Are you stuck? Oh.
Was it?
You're good?
Oh, man. Might cut out.
What did you say? You're going to leave?
Lagging.
Oh, you were lagging a wee bit. I think it was lagging a bit. But I heard all your kōrero. And it was on. You hearing me now?
Behind.
You're a little bit behind. I'll tell you what. Can you get off?
Yeah.
Can you get off and then come back on? I might reset it. Might reset the lag.
I'll try.
Come te tauira. Come te tauira. Pretty cool kōrero, eh? Yeah. Neat kōrero. I've got so many questions I want to ask. Oh, shit. Let's hope this is a little bit better. You know, and at the end of that, it would be, it's probably my internet.
Oh, it's mine. I live in the bush.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. You need that Starlink.
Yes. Yeah, no, that was mean when the storm was happening over in Gizzy.
Sure. I reckon. Any favourite kiwa? Or just kiwa that you say, that you hear?
A mehi.
A mehi. Kia ora rā. That's one of my favourite ones so far. I'm going to use that every single day. M, e, I, h, a.
Yeah.
Me. That's in the kitty. Newest kupu you've just learnt and put it in a sentence, please.
Bro, my brain's like a sieve. That's why I live on the Māori dictionary. Because I'll be watching the karere or something.
Go on the Māori dictionary and just look at what your last one was.
Oh. Oh, no, it refreshed.
Oh. I live in it too, because to get the tohu in the right place, because a lot of us weren't brought up with tohu. In Kahungunu, I think it was solidified in 2001 that we would commit to the tohu. Otherwise, it was kind of nothing.
Yeah, I didn't really learn tohu until I went to Whatukura. Like, there was a couple of words here and there that I knew where the word was, like ātāhua. I was like, oh, yep. And then seeing my Waikato mates doing all the doubles, and I was like, right now you just made it look extra confusing.
Extra 10 pages. Okay. Got a kupu? You don't have to. It's kei te pai. Kyle?
Actually, huripari.
Huripari.
I never heard that word growing up. It was just like hoa whiowhio and stuff like that. I didn't hear huripari.
What's that, like tornado?
Yeah. Or cyclone.
Beautiful. Cyclone.
How come I can't keep them? No.
That's a cool one. And how appropriate.
Yeah, well, that's like when I heard about it, was when the Cyclone Gabrielle was going on. I was like, huripari, what this? I understood what it was, but I didn't actually know what it was.
Yeah. I just said karawhiunga a tāwhiri mātea.
I seen the pictures in the background, I was like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't see the comments for some reason.
You can't see any?
No.
Okay, so this one says huripari. Correct, huripari. What's your thoughts on people's kupu about wāta krihi? Yeah, sweet as.
Yeah, there's like heaps of transliterations and up and especially in Ngāti Porou, I think. One of my mates, she always used to say mahuturuma.
With?
Mahuturuma for harore.
Wait, say it again. Mahuturuma.
Mahuturuma.
What's the mahuturuma?
Mushroom.
Oh.
And I was like, bro, isn't it harore? And she goes, oh.
Oh, yeah, I'm using that one.
I knew there was another word.
Maturuma. Yeah, straight up. I'm using that. What was the other one?
The watakrihi.
Oh, yeah. There's maturuma.
Mahuturuma. I think we just like to, instead of going into a Pākehā word, we just modify the actual word.
Oh, I'm all for it. I'm absolutely for mahuturuma. Akahoro, tika. Who are some people that you look up to in terms of their reo? Or people that you like listening to on the... man, this mahuturuma is just getting me.
I wonder if she's watching. That'll be funny if she is. She'll know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah, anyways, my one. Anyway. Yeah, so someone that you like listening to, like their reo. Or pukorero.
Derek Lardeli.
Uncle Derek Lardeli.
I can listen to him all day long.
Yeah. Okay, people. I want to hear more transliterations, phonetic translations. So let's hear them. Tahoi. Any more? One upon a timer. Kia ora. Yeah, that's not one. Ohimi. What's that? Get out of frete. Kere frete.
You see
A
the
protein.
whākanau?
Oh, yeah. I did a whole video on it.
Oh, hey.
My favourite one was whakatawhaino.
Yeah.
Good night. Oh, whakatawhaino. Get the fuck out of here.
Just commenting on this to see if the comments will pop up. Bro. what's the
Futa.
comment?
I love that word. Futa. Tikirapira. What's that one? Tikirapira. Makarona. Puraripaka. Puraripaka. Thank you, Etewi. That has enlightened me. Microwave. Microwave.
This is a microwave.
Microwave. Yes. I'm all in. Kia frene. Oh, kia frene. Yeah, kia ora rā.
Poifrene. Oh,
Missionary.
sure.
Mr. Mihingare. Kia ora rā tātai. Haere tonu ngā kōrero. What are some hapa that you hear that may grind your gears?
I'm probably not the best one because I make hapa all the time. And I don't really mind them as long as the person is trying, I suppose.
Kia ora.
Yeah.
E
I'm
pai
not
tēnā.
a real police type of person.
The reason why I ask it is just to be like for other people to be aware of some of the things. So, mena o ki te kore, kei te pai.
Oh. Oh, he's gonna haunt me. The bro that just passed away, and he always used to say tuku ihua.
Tuku ihoa.
Yeah, instead of tuku iho.
Oh, let him haunt you. Tuku ihoa.
No, it's just tuku iho. Tuku ihua. My ihua was always on his mind, eh?
Must have been. Absolutely must have been. Kai tā moko, not kai tā. Ooh. Get in there.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
we don't really say kaita either, because kia mātou, ko te kaita, ko te mea rahi.
Oh, you're big.
Kaita is big.
I nā te kai tā.
Yeah. Yeah, so kia mātou, he ringa whao.
Ringa whao, ka pai. So, just for everyone else, we have been corrected by people who know tāmoko. It's kai tāmoko, not kai tā, because kai tā means something very large. Yeah.
I know there's heaps of people that still say it though.
Ringata?
Yeah. That sounds a little bit better. Because my
Ringarehe?
Yeah.
Ringarehe?
I suppose, yeah. Aua momo mea katoa. But yeah, kia mātou, kaita just sounds big.
Very good. Very good. And look, I was saying kai tā as well. And I've been
I think
corrected.
it sounds a bit more kick back and slangy when they say kaita. Sounds a bit cool, like, but you gotta mean ta. That grinds my gears.
Let's hear more. That's the mean tā.
Oh, you should see my DMs. You should, no, and they're like, Chicas, you doing any tats? Oh, I don't do tats.
We've seen people that do
tats
tats.
on my arm, cunts.
We've seen people that have done tats that want to shave off moko, and they've got on their bio kurituhi. Very interesting. Never heard kurituhi before. E te tuahine, you live on the East Coast. If you were on the Marae Aotea and you've got free reign to talk about whatever you want, what would it be?
Damn. I don't know. I think my pa especially, we need a whole big rack up. And I was planning this a few years ago too. Just everything around Tigana. Like from who can carry the tūpapaku, which way does the tūpapaku go? Can one of the ringa widow go out and be on the maho? Can you use a spade to dig the hangi pit as well as the hole in the urupa? Like all sorts of different things. So if I was talking to my own people, koira, tomato ake tikanga. If I was talking to other people, I don't know.
Come on, what's there? What's the strong one in the whatu manawa you want to get off your chest to te iwi Māori?
Probably just the importance of moko.
The importance of moko. Beautiful e te iwi.
It's not just the trend, but it is trending.
Tēnā koe Renata. Mihi mai. Mihi mai.
Oh, I want to see these comments.
Oh, you can't see it? He said, I just read it out for everyone. He says, Te o tāne, ka tai te kai pāpāho pai ko koe. He takoha nui hoki tō pūrotu.
Oh, che.
Yeah. But a kaunganu love. Actually, you know, he's part of Ngāti Pōporo. That's Bridge Pa love. And, you know, I'm from the centre of the universe. It's called Bridge Pa.
I think I'm in it.
You know, there have been challenges to the centre of the universe. One has been Rapaki. Nice place. Not bad. In the South Island. Just out of Christchurch. Pretty nice. There's also been Ohinemutu. And I'm like, I'm from there and it's not. But the one that gets me is Rangitukia. Come on, Al. Throw yourself out of the race. It's Bridge Pa.
Rangitukia. No, I better not say that when I'm wearing this.
Nah, you know.
But
we were just making a claim.
It's about an hour and a half away from Rangitukia.
Parikaika. Come on
No,
now.
Te
That's on the
Paripari.
edge of the earth. That's on
Te
the
Paripari.
edge. Bridge Pa has no kina. No, we've got wine. We've got lots of beer.
We've got 1080 at the moment, so we've got nothing.
Wow. Sounds like a detriment, in fact. Perhaps lots of possums.
If you look on the Apanui page, everyone's going hectic on there talking about the 1080. And people are even moaning that no deer and no possum. Like, that's the point of 1080.
Eliminate them.
Anyway, I don't want to get talking about that because there might be some Apanui people watching and they're going to...
You know, look at this. Centre of the universe is in Te Tai Tokido. That makes absolutely no sense. The centre of the universe is in the north. Huh? Excuse you. It has to be somewhere in the centre of the fish. Look at these people. No idea. And actually, if you don't live there, it doesn't count. Because obviously it's not special enough for you to be there. So that's a qualifier. E te tuahine, yes, you can stake your claim to your place, but you've even explained that it's a small hole.
Beautiful hole.
Oh, a beautiful hole. Yes, I never heard of such a thing. E we are no. Should Wahine be allowed to speak on the marae?
I think if they has something important to say. I've been to many a hui and Aotani get up and they just kōrero to be heard. And I'm like, oh, especially when there's 3 of them and they all repeat the same thing. I'm like, right, I could have been having a cup of tea. No. But if there was a wahine there who was actually going to spit some facts or some whakapapa or actually, talk about the kaupapa, then, yeah. I don't think it's to belittle anyone, or if she's getting up to be whakahihi, then, that's different. So, yeah.
These people are so silly in these comments.
I don't know why my comments ain't coming up.
They're being so silly. I'm trying to stop myself from laughing. Renata was trying to say that the centre of the universe is my kumu. Oh wait, he said, Pito o te ao tuku pū. And then someone wrote, tuku pū.
Oh, they're dry.
Ooh. Trying to breathe. I love that. Yes, I do go to City Fitness. Oh, hell, where'd she go? Oh, there we go. He's coming back. Holy heck. You guys calm down in there, all right? I think what happened, Jess, is that Kui can't see the comments. So she's refreshed. So yes, I do go to City Fitness. I'm still making my way back. I'll get there.
That's exactly what I was trying to do. I was trying to find comments on my phone and then it try to switch between. I still can't see the comments. So I'll just sit here lonely.
I go to a weak boy gym? What's a strong boy gym? Why are people so horrible? And Prest, I don't care that you're eating sandwiches for dinner tonight. Holy heck. So, okay, back to that. So there is some conditions in terms of letting wahine speak on the marae. Make sure that it has an impact.
Yeah. Maybe same rules apply with not rules, but things around wahine that do karanga. So maybe on the ipura or when they hapu, they maybe shouldn't speak. Maybe. Ngari kei rātou.
Ka pai. And that tikanga, well, I wouldn't say tikanga, that sort of whakaaro about wahine getting up and saying something meaningful should apply to tāne as well. Just all pūkōrero. This is coming from someone who spoke twice at a tangi.
Hang on, I forgot something. See, it's all good when you do karanga, you can just slip it in again. Next verse.
Slip it in again. Next question. Okay, should it all be compulsory?
Yes. To an extent.
So no?
Like, we're just at kura or through...
All over. The whole country. Built into legislation. Right up until they finish.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah. Me too.
Like, I don't see it happening, but it'll be cool to see.
Yeah, me too. Look, everyone keeps on going on about, shoving Te Reo Māori down the throats. But English, for me, was compulsory until I finished. Was it like anyone else? Or was it just me?
My school was We couldn't pick our subjects at my school because there was only like 20 of us,
Oh,
maybe about 50. That was in secondary. So in primary, you got the Reo Pākehā and the Reo Māori. When you got to high school, you had science, PE, te reo Māori, English, EIT, I think, social science or social studies, whatever it's called, and toi. So those were our subjects at kura, and you couldn't pick which class you went to. You just went in your year group to that class and did mahi. So
sorry, I was rolling my eyes at one of the comments. It was just being hoha. And I'm not in the mood to educate people. I'd rather just listen to the kōrero.
Yeah, so when I was 13, that's when I learned how to sort of read English. I didn't want to learn English growing up either. I wanted to be a Māori. And then when I was when I was in high school, that's when I was like, oh bro, you're feeling left out, feeling dumb. You need to learn English. And then sort of forgot about my reo. Dick move, but
Yeah, I went my whole high school having to learn English.
like,
Sure,
I'm
and lots
still
of people.
hopeless in English today. Like, keep stuck at reading English, stuck at speaking English, stuck at writing English.
I'm excellent.
I got enough to get me by.
Yeah. Look, I just on that the being compulsory. We've heard different sides of this kōrero as well. Just for the people who've joined and who have started participating in these wānanga kōrero, we hear sides on kōrero from both sides. So some say no, we don't want to do it because it will potentially kill the language because it loses motuhaketanga. On the other side, people want to see it.
Yeah, I think, well, me whakanuia. But I remember hearing one of my mates who went to Panikiritanga said that she had to learn their way and lose all her dialect. And when I heard that, I was like, I understand that they want everyone to be on the same page, but what's more important? I suppose.
Let's hear it.
Suppose, yes, ko te reo te mea matua, engari, if you want to stand out from the crowd, keep your own mita. Like maybe learn their ways and then, find, when you finish their wānanga, I don't even know, do you finish their wānanga? Or is it a lifetime thing?
True. It's very true. But I've also heard kōrero from people who have participated in this who have said, dialect mita could potentially be dying out.
Yeah.
Because of this, I wouldn't say revitalization. It's not even a revitalization. It's a different strategy, I suppose. Kia horapa whānui te reo Māori. So I hear both sides. And it's like, unfortunately, that's probably where things are, for me, that's my whakapono, that's probably where things are going to go. If we are going to do stuff like reo be compulsory, then it's going to be on one set, pan-tribal reo, eliminating all sort of variances. Whether the curriculum builds in the intricacies of different mita, unlikely. It's going to be based on one book by Te Taurawhiri or whoever, Te Mātāwai, I don't know who does it. And we all learn from that. Because actually trying to build into that mita, we have to actually, for me, I find it a bit hard, a bit of a hard stretch for people, say in Heretaunga, let's say Heretaunga because I'm here in Heretaunga, learning like the Aotea, having Aotea or the Tuhoe mita. Cool, I like the whakaaro of keeping it alive, but I also think like that's not genuine.
I've had thoughts of trying to do iwi dictionary, but because I'm hopeless, at listening and all that type of stuff. It's like, oh, waiho mā te tahi atu. And I'll just be there to be a nohi and help them out where I can, I suppose, and buy a dictionary.
Koia. That was actually so interesting because I was actually going to ask a new question in these partai. So you've been part of the wānanga for a couple of these interviews, and I wanted to know what are your thoughts on the trajectory of te reo Māori with this university versus, or whare wānanga reo versus, as Rui Rapihana would say, reo te kāinga. But I suppose we sort of dipped our toes, per se.
I think like people like my generation to like the older generation, so I'm 30 this year. A lot of them are now wanting to learn Māori as adults because they didn't get opportunities to as kids. So they got that university reo, which is sweet. And as long as, you know, they give the opportunity to their kids to learn that with reo te kāinga and actually hoki ki tō rātou ake kāinga ki te ako. And not just, you know, yeah.
I hear you. This might be a bit of a confronting one, but I've seen some of your videos in regards to moko kanohi, and I want to know what are some of the things you think people need to know before getting their moko kanohi.
How to respond to people, probably be a big one. Whether they're Māori or from elsewhere. The amount of I haven't really had any personal negative comments like face to face. I've had one weird one. I was at this mahi atua wānanga and this man, because my name is Makuini, but everyone just calls me Kui. And he goes, oh, kia ora Kui. And I was thinking, do I know this man? Like, did I already introduce myself? And I was like, oh, kia ora. He goes, oh, e hea o tau. And I was like, oh, rua te kai mai whetū. He goes, oh, ko te moko o tērā te tohu o te kuia. And I was just like, what? Like, I didn't really know how to respond to that because I was a bit taken aback. I didn't know, like, do I just whack this fella's ideas up, or like I could tell he wasn't the full packet of biscuits or anything, so I didn't really know how to respond. But then being on TikTok, I didn't actually realise, was it 2-3 years ago when I made my TikTok, how much people were actually going to comment, nice goatee, nice beard bro. And then like the first couple, I got a little bit like offended, but not really, because I was like, oh, it's only TikTok. And then after a while, I was just getting it like nearly daily. And I was like, oh my gosh, these people, they need to add up or fucking, I don't know, make up their own this, because those are dumb. And even like I had whānau coming up to me saying the dumb ones like, oh, you patched up now, you got a foul mask, you got waterpress on your chin, like all that stuff. So how to respond to them without getting, you know, the angry Māori lady or the, you know, try hard person or just being all sourpuss and all that stuff. Yeah.
That's such a good kōrero. Because you know when I was in the process of wanting to get mine, I was like, oh man, I'm scared. I'm scared not because of the pain. That's nothing. What I'm scared about is actually that same thing. You know, what am I going to do when a kaumata comes up to me and he's like, oh yeah, you are karakia, you are tohunga. Those sort of whakaaro. And not only that, but also to face society and everyone's like, oh, you got the nasty comments, or they've got the side eye, or they've got the gawk. You know, that is, you know, and those were the scary things. But that kōrero in terms of just educating yourself a bit before you get it, so that you know how to respond to people who have these misconceptions, these mistruths about what it is. And like now that I'm on TikTok, I expect that it's going to come, but like it's literally dirt on my shoulder when I see comments like whatever. We know all those comments.
Even like the nice comments, and they're like, "Oh, you look beautiful with your muku," and you're like, like, I think it's a Māori thing. Like we don't really take comments and stuff like that. We don't take it nicely. We get all shy and
I feel you.
humble.
And then what we have to do,
it sounds like a big head when you say, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah, but what we have to do, it's tuahine, is just say, bring it on, more compliments. Shower me with the compliments. Thank you. It was all me, obviously. Who's done the design. As I get a lot of comments about tāmoko, my tāmoko, and I'm like, thank you, because all I'd had to do was sit there.
So I was, most of the time I try and make sure I mention my artist name. Actually, well, because I'm got moko pretty much everywhere. People, they see me and they will go, "Oh, who done all your mahi?" I'm like, "Oh, wow." I'm a moko collector. So I've got about 20 different people's mahi on me, including myself. And I'm like, "Oh, no."
I was at this I don't know what it was, some tattoo convention, and my kai tamoko, just wanted to get that correct. People were saying, "Oh, wow, that's a mean piece," like saying to, I don't know who the person was looking at, but there were a few people who gave comments, and I was like, "Oh, thank you," but I was like, "She said thank you." The kai tamoko said thank you, and I was like, "True. What have I done? Nothing. I just literally sat there." Gave her my kōrero, but she's the one who did the mahi. And I was thinking, that is so right. She should be accepting the thanks. She should be accepting the compliments.
Compliments, that's the word I was looking for.
Neat. Absolutely neat.
Amahi.
Amahi. I need to use that every single day. Amahi. So, ita iwi, can we just reiterate that kōrero? If you're thinking about it, prepare yourself for people and their misconceptions. Tika?
Tika.
Kia ora. Okay, we're gonna change the tide of this hour a little bit. I've just seen the bro Dev pop into the kōrero. We're just having our regular patapatai e hoa. Greatest lessons learned with te reo Māori?
One, I remember growing up and one of my uncles was speaking to me in Māori and I replied back in English and he goes, "Te aha." And I just repeated myself. He goes, "Te aha." And I repeated myself again. He goes,
"Go better."
In Māori. He goes, "I know you can speak Māori. You better answer me back in te reo Māori." So, always now, I try at least, depending on the context, I suppose, or the type of conversation I'm having, I'll always reply back in Māori.
Beautiful.
Because, my uncle said that's he mea whakai te tērā. Especially because he knew I could speak Māori. It's different if, like, he just said something to me in Māori and I replied back in English and he knew I couldn't say anything back. But, yeah, he was one of my teachers as well, so he definitely knew.
We've got incredible similarities as well, because my auntie only speaks te reo Māori to us, and it's like, "Oh, do I say anything? Or just stop? Don't say anything at all." So I know that kōrero as well, and she only speaks te reo Māori, and I'm just like, yep, good. Yes, thank you for that reminder. Just to you, the Aorangi, these are being recorded, and I will be posting these to YouTube with everyone's permission. Your kōrero Look, if I make any money, you can have the money. Don't want to make any money of it.
No, I guess fine.
I have posted one on the YouTube of Renata. He was our first interviewee, and so that's only about 30 minutes. But at some point, I will be posting the rest. But that was our pilot. We've kind of got a bit better at doing this, so we're only gonna get even better until we get that Māori TV contract. You can come if you want. It's tuahine. So since learning Te Reo Māori, how has it changed your worldview?
Te reo Māori, te ao Māori, ngā tikanga Māori, that's all I know. Me and my sister were actually talking about it today. We were talking about how we see, like, we always talk about one of my cousins who always had, like, the green bubbly hoopy nose.
Oh, yeah.
And my dad goes, I've never seen Pākehā kids with that type of hoopy. And my sister goes, oh, because we grew up on the coast, like, everyone around us is Māori. And so that's all I've ever known is te ao Māori. I've never grown up with Pākehā kids around me. Or if I did, they were pretty much Māori kids. And we were saying, like, I've only ever wanted a coastie boyfriend partner because I don't feel like people from outside of the area could understand me, and I've just never really wanted to teach people my ways of being. Or did we cut out again?
Sorry, it's me. I can see it's me.
Did I cut out again?
I don't know why it's happening. Are we lagging it, Iwi? I can see I'm on a red dot.
It's probably me too.
I think it's definitely me. Why are you not turning green? Oh, it hasn't lagged at all. Oh, here we go. We're getting back. We've got a yellow. It's TikTok. Oh, we're green. Oh, sorry. I didn't hear you called it all that much.
I forgot what I was talking about.
Kei te pai tēnā. Hopefully someone called it.
What I was talking about.
Good on your side.
Yeah. No, just yeah. No, te ao Māori is all I've ever known. That's why I've always wanted a coastie man. Even though probably related. You know, sweet of the
Hey,
children.
Ka pai,
But
ka
I feel
pai.
like other people can't even understand me, or they just don't. It'll be hard to explain tikanga, kawa, te reo, all that stuff to them. So, yeah. Sweet of the berry.
Oh, the darker the berry.
It's not that dark. No.
Give kids.
Yeah.
Give kids.
Carl.
Nieces, nephews.
Yeah.
Excuse
Got
the
heaps of those.
bluntness of the partai, but do you speak Te Reo Māori to them?
Sometimes. So my sister, her kids, they don't go to kohanga or anything, and she doesn't really speak Māori to them. Like they know a couple of words and stuff, but when they're with me, I try and drop a couple of extras in there. And then my brother's kids, they live in Australia, but his big son, he was born in Australia, but him and his partner at the time, they always spoke Māori to him. So when he went to daycare, he had to learn English. Like he'd be like, arangi, and his teachers wouldn't know what he was on about, so they'd do like a little diagram thing with a picture of an orange, the word arani, and stuff like that. Miraka.
How stupid you got to be? Straight up.
Come on, Australia. No.
Come on, Australia. Don't you know a little bit of translit?
But all the kids in Te Whanapunu pretty much all know Te Reo Māori, so just, yeah. Kōrero Māori i ngā wā katoa kia rātou. Some of them don't even understand what you're saying in English, so, yeah.
Beautiful. What are your goals for Te Reo Māori? What are your personal goals for your reo for the future?
To be comfortable speaking Te Reo Māori i ngā wā katoa, ki ngā wāhi katoa. Just, you know, just let it flow.
Tukuna te reo kia rere.
Mm.
What are your hopes for Te Reo Māori in the future?
Well, it's been busy coming back to stay at my mum and dad's house and watching the news, because I hardly ever watched the news when I was back in Saturday, or just watching TV in general. And there's so much Te Reo Māori that's been spoken on TV. Like, someone said that they're getting paid for it, but I'm like, still, like, our language is a little bit getting more out there. Like, there's like kia ora and ngā mihi and a tēnā koe here and there, so, yeah. Oh, bro.
Bro, it's happening to me too. Oh, we're back on. Are you back on? Yeah, what a whore. Nah, that's cool, eh? Even on Home and Away.
Yeah. I just sing the song tonight.
Maupo.
It's cringy, but like, oh.
Tēnā koe karita. Yeah, Maupo. It's that 1080 Wi-Fi. And what does Te Reo Māori mean to you?
I think I just seen this little bit of a podcast. Moko tō āriro I mua I tō kanohi type of thing. Ngari ki ai nei, me haere ngā tahi ngā mea e rua. Ngā kaupapa katoa o te ao Māori, me haere ngā tahi, ngā toi, te whakapapa, ngā tikanga. So,
Kia ora nā.
they're all pretty much on par.
Hear that, Tiwi? You hear that, Tiwi?
Everything.
Yes. So, can you repeat that?
No, I forgot what I said.
No, you were talking about before. Yep.
So, the language, our art forms, our tikanga and stuff, I think they should all go hand in hand. I don't think one should outweigh the other. I think sometimes they do, but some are elevated more than others, and then kind of, it goes like this. But yeah, Te Reo Māori means heck of a lot to me, but also so does ngā toi Māori, ngā tikanga Māori. Yeah. All that stuff.
A meihi. What a meihi kōrero. Kōrero meihi. Ohime kōrero. I te tuahine, we've come to the last question. Pehenga piro piro.
Oh, kua tau I nai nei. Because it's the last question.
Oh, now it's tau.
Oh, and it's makariri au, I mua. So, I think
that was going to be my excuse.
Well, ko heke te pāmahana I nei rā, o I nei poi rua. Jesus, it's been cold.
It has. Most certainly has. Perhaps a southerly. Your final partai is?
Chili in paradise.
Your favourite kapa, as in pihi.
Am I allowed to be biased?
Oh, you're allowed to be... well, yes, you are. I would say only to Te Arawa that you can't say Te Arawa kapa, because there's too many of them. But you can say as many as you like. I mean, every time I say top 3, everyone's like, well, why is it only 3? And I go, well, make it a competition.
No, top 3. And no particular order. Te Whanapanui, Tauira mai tawhiti, and Whangara mai tawhiti. But also,
Oh, no.
Wahirere, Te Hoko Whitu Atu, Te Tawake, OMT.
So let's travel to Kaungunu. What's your favourite Kaungunu group?
Probably because of Chance, Rohit, and Cody. Matangi Dau.
Koia rā. Tēnā tātou. Tēnā koe hoa. For the wrong
do you
answer.
know Chance?
Huh?
Do you know Chance?
I know them all.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So he's part of Ngā Matarau Papai Aotea as well. So part of our moko wānanga.
Chance is Ohimi. I don't like this Ohimi.
What's that again?
Awesome. Amahi is way better. What's another one? What's another cool one? That's like Kreita. Tino great. Yeah, okay. Ko tai tātou ki te mutunga o tēnei pāhotanga mataora. Well, tēnei uinga rānei. You've done really, really well, if I'm being honest.
Oh man, I haven't made sense.
No, you made lots of sense to me.
I feel like this last hour and a bit has just been a blur.
Do you know, Trump, I know, a bit of a sidetrack, but Trump has a way of communicating to people, right? He's got this sort of, it's jumbled up, I'm not saying this is you, but he does this jumbled up kōrero, but it actually connects with people. So perhaps you were making no sense. Perhaps. But because we understand...
It's a Sagittarius thing.
Oh.
I'm one of those ones that's got like 6 different stories in the one story.
Yeah, I like hearing all of the stories. And it's actually been a real pleasure to have you here, Tuahine. This has been really cool, lighthearted, but sometimes serious, sometimes, it's been cool.
I feel like going live tomorrow to just talk about my feelings about this.
Do it.
Live images.
Do it. But we're going to close it up there. Ka whakakapi tātou I tēnei wānanga. Heoi no, ka waiho aki rā te kupu whakamutunga ki a koe mena he kōrero au. Hei tuari, hei toha rānei ki te hunga mā takitaki.
Kaua ka te rangi tapu hei taupura iho, ko te rangi tīhore, ko te rangi waruhia, kia māma koe ki te atāni. Tia, koeira, ngā mihi rā, kia koe te tūngāni, mō tēnei pō, he pō maike, he pō makariri. Yeah. Ko ngā pātau ua. Thank you, Tutuki. So, yeah. Ngā mihi kia koe. O te rā ki ngā kai mā takitaki.
Ka pai. Nā reira runga I tēnā e te iwi. Ka whakakapi tēnei wānanga kōrero. Marunga I te karakia. Nō reira kia karakia tātou. Te urunga tū, te urunga tapu, te Māori tū, te Māori tapu. Māori te whiwhia, Māori te rawe, te Māori nōhea, nō tū Māori rere. Ko te Māori o runga, ko te Māori o raro, ko te Māori o tēnei tipua, ko te Māori o tēnā ariki. Ko te Māori kia rangi nui e tue kenei, ko te Māori kia papatu anu koe takoto nei. Kia rau wai ngā tapu wai o tāne, tēnei te pō, nau mai te ao, e rongo we e whakairia ki runga kia tīna. Haumi e hui e. Tai ki e.
Peace whānau, pōmari e.
Let's just do that again. That was a bit of East Coast love for us. Paino. Okay, for the people that have been asking what the blimmin' YouTube is, Pi. I'm going to give it to you guys, but I need to add it to the bio because try to find it. Exactly, my own page. I mean, I've just got it as Te Otani. Have a look on Te Otani. Checked it out at Tiwi. I've got a single subscriber on the YouTube. As I've said earlier, I've posted here so that people can have a look at it. I just got a photo of you from 11 years ago. Yeah, that would be my acting career. But there should be one that says, maybe I need to tag stuff. Where am I from, brother? Oh, yes, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Never thought that I was going to ever say that. Te ao pewhairangi. Oh, actually. Yes, I'll PM you the link, Renata. 5 views so far. Whew. Te ao pewhairangi. Yes, we could get him in at some point. I suppose we have to follow each other. But we have Maka Pohatu Apopo, renowned for being a bit of a character, a bit of a singer. And also an actor, a thespian. Maka Pohatu will be on tomorrow, 8 o'clock, 8:30. I'll figure out a time that suits him. But I wanted them to come in. I think it's just Te Otani. Just check up that channel. But yeah, I'll add all of them to those. Yes, you found a Red 11 video. How embarrassing. Yeah. Without my paho. Well, look, that's me. The video is called Patapatai Reo with dash CNR Renata Nepe. Oh, it's right here. There. Can anyone see that? Like, oh, we've already had you. Okay, is that helping? Yep. Okay. I'll put it on my bio so you guys can check that out. It's a really cool one. Really great start to this whole Wānanga kōrero. We're still not finding it. Tell you what I want to do. I'm going to do a video of how John Legend sounds like a vampire. I will link it in the bio. Yeah. Heaven only knows. Oh, heaven only knows. Oh, doesn't he sound like a vampire sometimes? Last night was the worst night. Beginning of the end. Maybe it began before it. Here we go again. Things got so romantic. Things got out of hand. We said words we couldn't imagine. I don't understand. No, there you go. It's the same old thing. But now I'd like to find what secrets hide in your mind. Where the end will go, will I ever know? Heaven only knows. Heaven only Oh, I got 6 subscribers. Thanks, everyone. Yeah. We're gonna rock this. This is gonna be. We're just gonna rock it out at Kiwi. So, Makapo Atu Apopo, and we've got Kiringawa Cassidy coming on Thursday night. Hold tight, Kiwi. It's gonna be equally as exciting. Back on solid ground, moment, not the romance. Let's first kiss, not the moment we first meet. Can we make love like way back in the day, love? We can lose control, baby, don't say no. I mean, that was really cool. I really enjoyed that quarter. In hard case. Okay, just for anyone that's left, if there's any more parts that you would want to ask Marka, then I'll leave you about 2 minutes to ask those parts, and I'll write them down. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh. Turn the beat upon the beat, we can stop there. Oh, oh, yeah. Yeah. No parta? Well, I gave you the chance. Hei au ea noi, Dewi. Mei atu ana ki a tātou mātuhunga mātakitaki ko tāna. Ooh. Ko Mari Ren, kia pai tō rāpopo, kia pai tō koutou rā o Apopo. Thank you everyone for joining in. It's been an absolute pleasure. I had a really great night. Ko Mari e te iwi.